Well, you may have noticed it's only 11 days until Halloween, otherwise known as All Hallows Eve. So I figured rather fittingly I'd play some All Hallows Eve style music. And you'll never guess what. It's another Ben Sound tune. I kid you not. Oh, it is another Ben Sound tune. Yep, I know. He's got a little fantastic little repertoire there. And it's called Creepy. So if you want it, you know where it is, bensound.com. Alright, that's not what we're here to talk about anyway, but I do feel obliged to give Ben Sound credit for his music, given I use it quite a lot. So, it's making me laugh. There's weird laughing in the background. I have to turn this down a bit. Alright, okay. Just turn my headphones down, that might help. I'm not quite the DJ mixer I'd like to be, but I don't mind giving it a go, as you can see. Right, okay, so what we're here for. Do you remember a while back I did like this London Breakout thing? Well, I was looking at something else, which is kind of the 3 a.m. candle that a lot of people have been talking about. Oh, first of all, I must apologise because I've not been near YouTube for a little while. Simply because some of you may or may not know I'm involved with some music projects, and I've been sort of at the edge of a launch of one which has just launched Friday gone, the 18th of October, with some reasonable success, so we're quite happy with that. The show went down really well, and I had some last minute intense production arrangements to make for it, and it's worked out well. I don't play anymore, I just do production and management now, so it's like kind of changed my role a little bit now. Got to tell you though, having played on the stage for like 20 years, to sit out the front and hang about in the wings and that while your band is playing, it's kind of, I don't know, it's just for a moment I missed playing. Not for very long, I've got to say, but I did miss playing on the stage for a moment. But it's fantastic to hear it outside, something that you created, and to hear it, because all the other shows I've created I ended up playing in and never actually got to sit out the front and listen to them. The previous show I created, which was a Pink Floyd show, and I'm just waiting for them to come near to me again so that I can go there as an honorary guest, I believe, so I can go out the front and watch that. That would be absolutely amazing to watch that. But yeah, this show I've just done called the Power Ballad Show has just gone out, and I'm really, really pleased with it. So that's what's been occupying me, and I do apologise to all the people that I am normally in contact with for not being in contact, because I've just been flat out with it. And now I'm playing catch up, and so today I thought I'd catch up with you guys. Hiya! And but I've got this. Let's go back to what we're talking about, which is the London Breakout. But actually, it's not just the London Breakout; it's a lot more than that. Because initially I was looking at the 3 a.m. candle, and I noticed quite a bit with that, and then I was kind of drawn into the London Breakout thing again, because obviously, being a UK citizen, that's the time that I'm trading. Oh God, I'm sorry. This is taking too long to get to the point. I do apologise. Feel free to skip, but don't skip yet, because you're going to get the information now that you come for. Right. So here it is. So this is the indicator. I didn't create this, but I have, as usual, edited it, because there was two things it was doing. One was, if you put it on. Now I've got this set to 7 o'clock, which works out at 9 a.m. 8 o'clock close. I think is 9 o'clock close. So it's the 8 a.m. open, 9 a.m. close here in the UK. And so you'll see what this has done. It's marked the high and the low of this candle from 3 a.m. So, sorry, this is the, I do apologise, this is the 9 o'clock. So it closed at 9 o'clock, opened at 8, closed at 9. So I suppose it's the 8 a.m. open candle rather than close. So it's the London Open. This particular case. So let me just change this, because what we can do with this indicator is we can. I'm sure that music's too loud. It is for me. So in here we can change a couple of things. One is we can change the time of the candle. By me putting 7, it shows up 9, and that's because this midnight on there, which is actually US 5 o'clock. Sorry, US 9 o'clock. Or was it US 10 o'clock? So it's midnight for me, US 10 o'clock. No, that'd be US 5 o'clock, sorry. Crikey. I'm so confusing with the time on brokers. I wish they'd all just stick to, like, UTC or something. It'd be a lot easier, wouldn't it? But anyway, this broker's 2 hours in... behind me, I think it is, because it's midnight. Anyway, listen, it doesn't matter. You'll figure out the time just by looking at what time it is at the bottom, because I can't really explain it. I'm not very good at that. But listen, this is what I'm here to tell you about, this indicator. This, right? So we've got here, look, see the line style options. I've added these. So we can change the style of these horizontal lines, and we can change the thickness of them, and of course we can change the colours to whatever colour you choose. In this case, we're just going to work with blue and red on my white background, and we'll go through what this time does in a minute. So there you go. So now you can see things are suddenly the picture becomes a lot clearer, doesn't it? Much, much, much clearer. Right. So I just want to do the 3 a.m. thing. So we're currently on 9 o'clock. Which is 7. So if we want to go to 3, I guess we'll have to do... so it's 9 minus 6 would be 1, wouldn't it? So let's do that then. And I'll go back to 7 in a minute, because I've noticed there's a significant thing goes on with the 3 o'clock candle. I heard it mentioned before, and I've noticed that it's very rare that price doesn't revisit it and bounce. You need to do research with this. This is just... Well, that's just like whipsaw. Now, people talk about the London Breakout Strategy quite a bit. See, that's the 3 a.m. candle that we're looking at there. See how it comes back to it? I mean, you could actually kind of work it like, like a volume-weighted average or something like that, or a mean average, because price nearly always comes back to it. The 3 a.m. candle, look. At some point, it revisits it. See? No matter which way it goes after, that's irrelevant here. So if we're talking about the fact that it pulls back to it didn't in this case. Well, it did, I suppose, if you class that as a breakout. But like these, it came back here. Obviously, it's gone out. It does come back. It's just which way it goes when it gets there. There's potentially a strategy here alone, just on this 3 a.m. candle. But I'm not here to talk about that. The video's advertised as London Breakout. So let's get back to London Breakout time so that I don't get the Trade Descriptions Act onto me. Because this is what I was talking about originally. Being a musician, I'm not a great early riser, so the later this works, the better for me. Okay, so here's our candle. We could, just for clarity, we could just box that in a bit, couldn't we? Oh, I've got that turned the other way around, sorry. But we don't need to, right, okay, to there. So here you have it. So, as per usual, what we're going to do, because we like doing this, don't we? We're like stepping through. So every time these bars move, it's 9 o'clock, close candle. So we're going to step through from here to the next day. Here we go. Right, so let's just see how this strategy works out. Now, people say you should buy it on the breakout or sell it on the breakout and put your stop the other side. So we're going to do a couple. We're not going to do many. Oh, there's our candle. Now remember, we're going to buy the breakout. Now, we could make a rule up here. We could say, okay, the candle's red, I'm only going to sell. Or I'm only going to buy. But let's face it, we're not going to buy this wick, the top of this wick, are we? We're going to buy some pips outside. What should we say? 10? 5? 8? 8 pips. Go on, let's go in the middle. 7.5 then. Okay, so 7.5 pips either side. We're going to buy it or we're going to sell it. So, let's just have a look. Did we get a fill there? No. Right. Let me just get my hand on the keyboard so we can go through this. Right. This is where it becomes a problem. Did we get a fill? Ooh, with the spread, yes, we would have got a fill there. So we would have got a sell at that point. Oh, I've lost that now. And actually, and this is what you call a classic stop hunt, by the way, a classic breakout hunt. Because what it's done is it's broke out, filled the orders for all the breakout sellers here. And this is why breakouts scathed upon sometimes. And this is the real breakout, as you can see. I tell you what, I was talking earlier about the breakout and retest? Coming back to the area, this is what we're talking about, isn't it? That's it. We knew that was coming, didn't we, though, if you think about it, because we saw a glimpse of that earlier. But let's work on this breakout and retest rather than a breakout. That way I can get up even later. Look, that's US session time. Actually, is it? It's 11 in the morning. It's perfect. I'd have had a cup of tea by then. Okay, so here we are. So we're not going to put orders there. We broke out. That's a strong break, actually, isn't it? So you got to think to yourself, well, where do I sell? Do I sell this at what point? I think that's the end of your retest. I don't see that going back. And I don't know this, by the way. This is why I stepped through this. Whoa, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. There we go. Take the stops out. This is pushing down. Dead in the water. We're stopped out. Simple as that. If we were going to sell it there, if you were going to sell that, your stop would be there. But your target would be like down here. You'd be going for like 50 pips. So just take the hit on that. Let's take the hit on that one. 13 pips down. Oh, well, that's not the end of the world, is it? We're just gutted to see that move like that after. Let's see how the next one goes. It's interesting, actually, isn't it? Come on, let's all get around. Shall we grab a cocoa and watch this all the way through to the end? Go on. Go on, chaps. Pause the video, go and get a cup of cocoa and some cookies. And we'll watch this together. We could have a watching party. Right, so, do we get the pullback? Let's have a look. We didn't get it, did we? And it looked like it's so hard trying to push up there. Couldn't do it, could it? On the hourly chart. I mean, that's the end of the day, really. This far in, it's the end of the day. For me, anyway. I'm trying to get to some kind of trading position where I'm not trading too late. But though I haven't been trading much, obviously, because of the... Sorry, we broke out there. I missed that, didn't I? Okay, breakout. Right, so you would have. What would you have done with that? I mean, I wouldn't have been thinking about buying that. I'll be honest with you. Just as well, eh? Do you know, I can't find the strategy here. Unless it's going to be no. Okay, do you know what we're going to have to do then, don't you? Oh, the other thing I had to do with this indicator was because now when you change time frame, all the marks were disappearing like this. So now we can go to 15 minute, which is a great time frame for me to enter on. I quite enjoy the 15 minute. I'm not sure we can do anything on this particular one, but we've got the pullback and rejection. I suppose you could sell the breakout there. Shall we see how that works? Pullback, reject and breakout. Shall we see that? So swings down, swings up. We'll sell the breakout. Let's have a look at that. Hopefully I've gone back enough days. I just went back a few days just to see. Let's have a look. So 15 minutes is a lot more presses, isn't it? Okay, so there's the US close and rollover, which is midnight. 10 o'clock here, actually. But it's midnight at the brokers, look. Yeah, I'm in a time warp, man. Let's do the time warp again. Get your stockings on. Where's my marks gone? There they are. Right, so this is 3 a.m. open and close. 1, 2, 3, 4. So high and low 3 a.m. Right, so what we were going to do was... we're going to let it break out. Right, okay. So that was the retest there. What time was that? Just into London. So, yes, we're looking at anything from 8 o'clock onwards in the morning. So we're selling that then. Okay, we're selling that. Now, where are we going to put our stop? I mean, in theory, you've got to put it at the top of here, haven't you? Or do you just put it here? We get stopped out there. That's too tight, isn't it? Okay, we're going to have to make a decision. So I've either got to put it at the high, of the swing high, or we're going to put it at the top of it. Let's work it out as we go. See which would have worked. Well, that's okay. Still both stops are intact there. Now, that one's been taken out. This one hasn't. So are we glad or not? Let's see. Well, would have been better off out there. than out there, wouldn't we? So that doesn't work that way. Okay, no trading strategy is perfect. Let's see if it works out. Oh, remember I was talking about the smash through pullback rejection? Let's see what this does now. What time is it? It's US session. I was talking about this earlier, wasn't I? 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, so midday-ish. So if we'd have bought that rejection or bounce from there, let's see. Still no good. We're getting whipsawed to death here, aren't we? Okay, well, we're dead in the water there. We need to wait for the next day. There's nothing. I can't see a strategy there. That, as much as I would like to have thought was going to go up here, it didn't. And I'm not an eternal bull. Oh, by the way, I'm only looking at pound pairs here. See how it just keeps revisiting this area there. I mean, maybe the strategy is to sell the pullback on an engulfing like that. You know, sell the return to this area. I don't know. I think we need to work on this, don't we? Quite a bit. Let's just watch it and pay attention. There we go. Right. So here's my 3 a.m. candle, high and low. Clearly, it's in the down pattern there, but it's not time yet for us. Now it's starting to look like our time. So we've actually broke out and pulled back already there. Okay. So. Right, the bodies of these candles are getting smaller. Shall we now talk about what we did earlier? Shall we buy the pullback to this area? Please vote now. It's not quite interactive, but just fake it for me, like my wife does. Oh, God, if she watches this, I'm dead. Guys, if you don't hear from me again, you'll know. She's watched the video. I'm going to be dead. She's going to bust my ass. All right, here we go. So if we buy this now, we've got to put the stop somewhere. Logically, we'd put it at the end of here, wouldn't we? So, what do you think? Or should we wait for the first bullish candle? Okay, because that didn't work, did it, clearly? Oh, my God, we got bit there. The pain. Now we've got a green candle. Okay, we got a lot of rejection here, but this kind of means the price, because it's made a new high against that one. So does this mean the price wanted to go back? So this could be a return to the mean average. Okay, let's buy it, and here's our stop. Should we put a little line there? Come on, let's go pro. We've got to stop there, okay? Oh my God, we're in the money. Guys, I am. Tell you, fellas, chaps, whatever you are, ladies, gentlemen, oranges, lettuces, whatever you identify as, we're in the money. This is money. This is money. We're 3 pips up. Oh my God. I'm getting a Lamborghini. Oh, what pain. This is the pain level now. Right, you can see where the stop is. What do you think? Just took the stop. New low. No. Well, the theory's still open for it to pull back to here. It's just ranging, isn't it? It's definitely got support here now. Look at that. If you put the stop there, do you think we're a bit early there to go in? Do you think we need to wait? Or you've got to get in at some point, because if you don't get in, you're not going to be in the race. Maybe that's a bit tight on the stop, and maybe you should sort of say, well, I'm aiming for 50 pips. Maybe 3 pips is a bit of a tight stop. And if we did get... Oh, look at that. We got it. No, just that kind of proves the point, doesn't it? Let's see what happens tomorrow, then. We needed to get a few pips away because we need the reward. So there's 30 pips in there. So you could risk 10 pips from there. If you'd have bought that there, you could have risked 10 or 15 pips and been on a 2-to-1. Okay. That's kind of what we're thinking then. Or we could... just trying to think if we could do a volatility risk or something. Let's have a look. Oh my God. I should have held that now. We're all gutted now, aren't we? The thing is with the pound at the moment, it's a little bit on the crazy side, isn't it, with Brexit. Oh, by the way, if you are trading next week, what's the date next week? Starting tomorrow is going to be the 21st. So, obviously, Brexit, something's going to happen next week. And You want to be very careful, because what the brokers will be doing is moving the spreads, dropping their, changing their margins that are needed and things like that, and you're quite likely to end up getting margin calls. So you might be wise to steer away from the pound next week, even for a short-term scalp. It could be quite hairy, couldn't it? Right, okay, so we need to find the next day then. Let's go to the next day. Sorry, let's speed up a bit. Slow it down. Right, okay, here we go. Oh, stop it. Right, 3 o'clock candle. Oh, that's what we wanted, isn't it? How far away are we? We're 15 pips away, so that's actually... So if we're going to work on a 2-to-1, we'd only be prepared to risk 8 at the moment. Still going down. Good, this is what we want. This is what we want. This is what... Right, we've got a green candle. We're buying. First green candle, we're buying it back up to there. So this is... Let's say we're just going to go for this line. We don't want to be too pushy. So we're going to go for 40 pips. So we're willing to risk 20, which is 126.5 roughly. So we just say about there. It's close enough, isn't it? We don't need to split hairs with it. It's close enough. Right, see if we get stopped out this time. Whoa, looking scary, that is. I'm scared now. That's why you shouldn't watch your trades. If your risk reward ratio is right, we're out. Right, so we lost 20. We won, what was it, 50 on the other one? Okay, let's see how we get on then. We're bored now because we need another day, don't we? I mean, look at this. We could... we're only going to do this once. We're not going to try it every time it looks like it's going back, even though... Because it's not going to go back every time. Nothing is predictable, is it, in this game, let's face it. Come on, where's my... there's the 3 a.m. Right, okay. Right, we're on the way down again. Or are we... Right, we're down again. Where are we? Just can't get an idea of the pips. 30 at the moment. Right. If we go back to there, we've got 27 pips, so we'd only be willing to risk 12. So it is literally just this low here. Let's have a look. See how it goes anyway. We might as well test the strategy. Nobody said it was going to work. Oh, it's tight, that is, isn't it, there? It's not quite... No, okay, so we're out now. So what did we make on that? Let's have a look. So we're 30 pips up at the moment. And we just made another 27. So it's 57 pips for the week so far. We're going to try and get 5 trades, and we've had 3 at the moment. In actual fact, 2 out of 3 have won. So that's a pretty good ratio so far. Right, I'm going to do 2 more of these then to make the week up. And then I'm going to sign off and tell you where to get this. Oh, you probably guessed anyway. There's a link in the description. The download. If I didn't tell you, and you've been waiting till now. Listen, don't run away, because we need to sort out if this worked. We've got 2 out of 3 trades. Let's see how it goes on. Right, we're out. Alright, we're already interested in selling this, aren't we? We're just waiting for that signal. Because that rejection. We're going to wait for a red candle, though. We've got to wait for a red candle. That's the strategy, isn't it? We've just developed this strategy, by the way. You, me, and everybody else on here have just developed this strategy. That's what you call teamwork. You see why we didn't just buy it, just sell that? Because we needed to see this negative side. Now, I'm going to go with a sell here. Possibly. It's only an 8 pip risk to there. It's only 20 pips. So, shall we risk 10? I think it's a bit early. I don't think there's enough in the trade. Shall we just pretend we'd... What? Well, shall we see what will happen anyway? Hang on, let's just find out where that's got to go. I want to put that at 10, don't I? So it's... What kind of price is that? 126.95. 126.9. That's got to be close, isn't it? Yeah, that's close enough. It's only a test. It's only a rough test. We're not splitting hairs. Boom. That's a nice start, isn't it? How far are we going to go down here? Let's have a look. So, yeah, we've only got 20 pips, haven't we? With 30... how many pips were we? Do you remember? I think it was 57, wasn't it? I'm not writing this down. As usual, I'm just busking this video. Must be the musician in me. I'm actually not a bad busker, but... Are we going to get stopped out, or are we going to get the target? Oh, look at that. That doesn't look good, does it? What was that? That's a... No, that ain't a stop, wasn't nothing in. Oh, look. Look at that. So you got the target, but you'd have to run a stop. But you couldn't run that without a stop. And if you'd have had... I mean, that went 15 pips past your stop, which is more than your target was. What was the stop? Now, let's have a look. It was only 10, wasn't it? So you wouldn't have put a 30 pip stop on that, would you? No. Although, it proved the point that... I mean, the strategy worked. So what did we lose there again? Sorry. So we're 57 minus 10. So we're still 47 up for the week. And we've had a 50-50 win rate. If we apply these rules, there's no reason why we shouldn't make some money, is there? I mean, really. £10 a point. You're not doing bad, are you? I know, £10 a point is quite exciting, isn't it? The thought of it, but... Alright, even at 10p a point, you've done well. Doesn't matter, does it? It's not about that. It's about, does the strategy work? And if it does work, then there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to compound your account to a reasonable size. Alright, we're on the way up. We've already retested. So, does that make it a no trade day? Let's see if it breaks out down the bottom. That wasn't a bad guess, was it? I just saw this here and I thought, let's see. Alright, so... How far are we down? Not enough, really. That's what we want. Now we're interested now, aren't we? Well, how far away is that? I mean, we could make a rule. It's got to be more than 20 pips, couldn't we? Because you can't not have a stop of at least 10 or 12 pips on the pound. Goodness me, no. All right, so we've got a green candle. This is our rule, isn't it? A series of red candles. We've got a green candle, 25 pips away. So we're willing to risk 12 pips. We could risk 13 and make it just a bit less if you want. We could do that. Let's put the stop here. Oh, we're hard. We don't care. I'm a Brit, you know what I mean? True grit Brit and all that. So I'm scared now. That's it. Goodbye, money. So we're 47 pips up. We're now. Sorry, I put a 10 on that. Yeah, it's 10 pips, wasn't it? So only 37 pips up. Sorry. Now let's see if this strategy pays off. We said we wouldn't trade it again, but let's just see if the principle's there. No, it's still on the way down, isn't it, though? That's not going anywhere now. This is after 5 o'clock. Once it gets to this time at home, 5 or 6 o'clock, you can forget it. It's like watching paint dry. Oh, look at that. Imagine being stuck in that. Doesn't matter which way you're going, you'd just be stuck there, wouldn't you? That looks ferocious, doesn't it, there? Like that. I'm not sure there's any point selling that, is there? Look at that. I think we missed that one. Oh, look at this. Let's get all the stops from this range. Look, I'll have your stops, I'll have your stops. What's the bet and it goes up now? And I don't actually know. I couldn't tell you what the date is on this. What date is it? Yeah, see, this is in May. This is ages old. But now that it's been up here and got the stops, and it's been down here, it's going to go and get there. The stops again now. See how wrong I can be? Would we buy this? No. Ooh. This is an inside bar pattern there. Where's your stops? Where's the stops? Oh. No, it's ranging plenty. It's not actually a very big range. I think it's... Yeah, it's 20 pips. Goodness me. Remember their stops are up here somewhere, aren't they? I'm surprised it didn't go straight back up for them, so it must have been... We're probably going to carry on down then, aren't we, I suppose? What do you think? If it didn't go back for any more liquidity. Alright, read again. Remember their stops are up here somewhere. Ah, too close. I suggest we are going up for their stops. Maybe not then. Okay. Oh, so... No, okay. Let's think about this then. That was too close for comfort. Do we take it on now if we get a green bar? I would say yes. Because it's been a bit of a quiet week. We've still got 40 pips in, I think. It was 30 odd pips. I didn't write it down. You can write it down at your leisure when you do it. Green bar. What time is it? It's time in the morning. It's only 10 o'clock. We're going to buy it. We're going to buy it. And we've got only 20 pips in the bag. I mean... Let's put the stop down there then. It was about, it was a bit... let's have a look. So if we're buying it, that's 10 pips. I think we could probably lower that a little bit on the more side. Come on, damn you. God damn you. Right, we're going to have it there. I don't think stop should be an exact science anyway. I think, you just got to leave it room to breathe. Sorry, room to breathe. And see that? Look at that. Now we're going up, aren't we? New low, took it up. Look at that. See that? This is why maybe you should. Hey, I've just got up an idea, and I actually heard this said by my mate Simpleton, and he actually said to me, he said, the best thing I ever did was start buying my own stop loss. So far, if we'd have bought our stop loss every time, or sold it, depending on the direction, of course, on a limit, which I have been known to do quite a bit, not necessarily my stop loss, but actually looking at this with some clear rules, you think, right, green bar, I'm going to put my stop loss here, because this is the low, so I'd buy that with a stop. I don't know. I see. Then you think, well, where would you put your stop? And would you buy that stop? At some point, you've got to stop catching this falling knife. Well, I think you have. I know he would disagree with me on that one, but for me as a trader, because we're all different, I would have to stop at some point. How many attempts would you have at buying this falling knife in a day? How many hits would you be prepared to take? Or do you have a layer of 3 or 4 tickets? I've got scripts for that. They'll put 3 tickets, or 5 tickets, or 10 tickets, 10 pips apart, all with the same size stop. But we get there eventually. This is always going to be the target. I mean, you can put it in the middle of here, possibly, because every time it's hit it, it's gone through it. I don't know if you've noticed. I mean, you could just have, like, I'm going to scalp it and buy that straight through there. Bit smaller. Let's look through some more. Let's actually play a little bit more with that. This is getting quite interesting, actually. And I think if I was to sit and do this for a couple of hours, which obviously you're not going to be sticking around for, I could probably come up with a reasonable strategy about this cross alone. And the 3 a.m. cross is very similar as well. But the 3 a.m.'s a smaller candle. Because I'd noticed that it crosses that price quite a lot as well. Now, that's possibly a thought. Okay, let's look at this. Okay, 3 a.m. We've got a couple of things we're looking at now. Right, we're outside. Properly outside now. Okay, so would we have put our order there to buy this cross up? We're certainly not going to buy the pullback. Well, we just got our profit. So how big is this? Do you know what? You don't need many pips a day, do you? If you do it right, you don't need many pips a day. Do you know, I can't help. Have you noticed? I don't know if you can hear this music, but it's in 3/4 time, which is waltz beat, if you like, and I cannot help tapping to the beat. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Oh, look at that. Oh, we've got to wait for the next day, haven't we? Because we've done that. Or, actually, no, we've executed that crossover and won. First green candle, no. So, identifying this reversal is obviously quite a difficult task. So, we're going to go for the cross again. I think the cross is the strategy. You know, the 9 a.m. cross is the strategy, isn't it? We didn't get clear of it here. We've got to get clear of it. Crikey, look at that. Oh, it's not as bad as it looks. It's because it just looks busy. Right, now we're looking to sell this here, which is, again, it's not very much. It's 8 pips. Boom. I'm telling you guys, we've got something here. I'm so glad you're here. I'll tell you what, I was getting lonely. And that creepy... Oh, we could do that, couldn't we? Would you rebuy that? It's a bit late in the day. Oh, no. Yeah, that's like 7 o'clock at night here. You don't be messing with that. There must be some news or something for that. Oh, look at that. It's crossed it again. It's crossed it again. Oh, my God. We just loaded. Had we had the foresight to do that, of course. All right, next day. Come on. We're outside. Right, we've bought that. Now, where we put our stop, I think that needs a bit of work, do you? I think we could only do like an 11 pip stop. We'll go for a 1-to-1. It's alright, we don't need it, we've got our money. Hey, I think I found a strategy, guys. I think I found something that's worth testing. Some more. Look at that, it's done it again. Alright, let's just see then. What time is it? It's... No, see, this is... See, I want to be finished at 5 o'clock at night. I've got stuff to do now. I want to go and... I've got music stuff to be getting on with. But I'd quite happily sit and watch this chart all day. I'm only looking for the breakout, and then I just set my stop order. I've got scripts here for that little last. I mean, these are weekly ones for like swing trades and that. But I can change these to sort of 1 hour, 4 hour, 8 hours. D1. I was introduced to scripts by Simpleton. And then him and I did some work on those massive grids he uses. I think he's had them, another guy's rewritten them since as well. And changed them again. You can't half wipe some money out of your account with them. But I've seen him, I've told you, I've seen him take 10k to 100k. Doing that. Incredible. Right, here we go. We've just come back in there. What time was it? No, we wouldn't be doing that. I know it looks great, but we wouldn't be doing it. Unless, of course, you want to try and do it. But let's just stick with that one trade a day. It's got to be within the London session. Right, so it's a bit wiry here. I wouldn't be... I'd probably be setting my order there. I'll be honest with you, I think we'd have got stopped out here. Because we've got only 10 pips. I think we'll have to take the loss on that. But we'd go back in. I think, see, at this time of day, 10 o'clock in the morning, I probably only even look. I don't even look till about 10 sometimes. We could have done that. We're going to go back in. Look at that. Oh my gosh, look at that. We can go back up. There's mileage in this, lads. I'm telling you, there is mileage in this. So you can't do them all, look, see. Remember, we're only on like a 10 pip stop or something. So we've been stopped out again there. And if you're doing a 1-to-1, you've got to be right a lot. I'm just looking time-wise. Too late. Oh, well, there you go then. See what happens there. Bear in mind that we'd be looking to do that one. We'd definitely do that. That first one's good, isn't it? Would you do that one? Crikey, it's only 4 pips, that is. Do you know what? Let's have a look at another pair. Let's do it because I quite like this. We need a bigger moving pair, don't we? We want more pips, I think. I know they're all relative, but what date? What? Let's go. What's the date there? February. Let's just have a look. Have we got any lines on here? How far back do the lines go? I can't remember how far back they went. Yeah. Have I got them on there? I don't think they draw. I might have to reload the indicator on there because it's a new pair. So obviously we've got a little bit of a other market's not ticking as well, so it might be something to do with that. Yeah, let's drop it on again. I might edit these settings so it's permanently like this actually, because it's so much easier to work with. Right, okay, let's put it back on the 15 because we want to look at the 15, don't we? We're intraday trading, remember. There we go. So we'll just come back in here, but see, that's more like, isn't it, 18 pips? So you'd have to have a same stop at least, wouldn't you? You've got your money there. I mean, what do you do there? Do you lock in break even? No point, is there? Right, so we want to be outside this range again before we look at trying to go back in. It's still early enough. Yeah, we look like we've got that's a bullish bar. Let's go back in. No, this didn't work, that one, did it? It's probably gonna, it's too late in the day now, see. That's why I say that first one. If you get the first one, you know, take your money and run, I think. Next day, here we are. Alright, we need to be well clear of this. We don't want to be just like this where it's just hovering around it, ranging around it. This is a bit better, isn't it? Clearance wise. Let's buy it. We're going to buy the cross. 29 pips. Stop's going to be down here. Let's have a look. We might not get a fill by the looks. It's way too late for that now. Forget it. That's a dead one. This might not be a good pair. Oh. Anybody know where it was there? Alright, okay. I don't like the look of that. I like the look of this. But what time is it? 4:45 at night. I don't think I would. I'd miss out on the trade there. This is a bit close. You'd get a fill there. You'd probably get stopped out if you weren't careful. But you've got to have a stop, haven't you? 15 pips. Not enough, really. Oh, do you know why? Do you know why this is rubbish? Oh, no, it isn't. I have got it on the... I'll tell you what. Let's have a look at the 3 a.m. candle. Shall we? Just while we're on, just as a matter of interest. Right, so now we've got to find a time there, because remember now we're into London time. This is a nasty piece of work, this pair, isn't it? The guppy, the Widowmaker, as it's called. My mate Wallstar, he calls it the Widowmaker. Oh, look at that! What a horrible thing to do. Look, not once. I mean, with the spread, you wouldn't get out there. At last, we got our money. It's 8 o'clock at night, though. 10 o'clock, actually. That's the close. I'd put a lot of that down to the market rollover spread, and you would have got your money, though, eventually. Okay, so we're outside, and it's not time yet, is it? I'm just looking at the time at the bottom. So, yeah, anyway, any time now. We're looking for a cross. Any time after this, I reckon. Let's have a look. Crikey, this is going on this video, isn't it? If you're still here, thank you, and congratulations. You've survived one of the world's most long videos, ploughing through candles. Oh, we're selling. Oh, you nasty thing. I don't like this pair. I don't actually trade this pair, I'll be honest with you. No, let's forget that. Pick another one. How about that one? I've got to reload the indicator. I should put this one on. Oh, I wonder if I can just reset it in here. If I make a change, maybe to... Let's put that back on 7. I wonder if we could do this with the euro dollar. There you go. We're clear here. This is the problem. It's when you get the touch, isn't it? Because if you've got a stop that's 30 pips, that's touch and go, that is. I mean, look at that. It's 28 pips, actually. That's a definite touch, that is. You don't really want to be putting a 50 pip stop. Or if you put the last swing, it's more than you're going to win, unless you think, well, it's going to get more. But you don't actually know, do you? Anyway, that cross worked, but I'm just not sure you wouldn't have got whipped out by that. You know, I mean, look, really, would you have even had your order in at that point? You're more likely to put it in there, we see. I mean, that's quite a bit of rejection. But I've got like this little rule. It has to be 50% of the bar. The wick does, and that isn't. So maybe I wouldn't be selling that. Maybe it wouldn't meet the criteria. So if I did sell it there, I'd be quite happy at some point, wouldn't I? So let's have a look. Next day, then. Oh, here we go. Let's get the stepometer on. It's the F12 key. I think I've said it lots of times before, but if you didn't know or didn't remember, it's F12 for a candle by candle. I just don't know I'd have had my order there for that. Because there's not enough down here that's telling me to. It's too sudden. You just wouldn't have been ready for that. It's worked, but you wouldn't have been ready for it. In fact, it's more than worked, hasn't it, that one? I wonder if you could, like, sort of... yeah, here's another strategy. Crikey, I need somebody to do this, because I've not got time to do this in the moment. You know, so it breaks out, comes back, and you'd buy the secondary breakout. So you wouldn't care really about this. What you would care about is the fact that it's gone down. So it's broken out. It's come back, and then it's breaking out again. maybe that's worth a look, because we didn't get the pullback there either. You know, that return to mean. So it's broken out. It's pulling back. It's not crossed. But your stop out. Where would you put your stop on that? There, I suppose, wouldn't you? Let's look at that some more then. Forget that one then. That didn't work that day, did it? We're outside. We're coming back in. That's too big a stop for that. You can't risk. You couldn't possibly risk more than the reward, could you? And you'd have to calculate your lot size based on your percentage risk, whatever your chosen percentage is. And we've got to win there, by the way. Let's try this again then. Let's go to the next day. Because once it's done, it's done. We are back on the London 9 a.m. Candle. So, we can't have that trade. Do you know, I just don't know what to do there. I think that would be a no trade for me. I might be interested now. Now I'm a bit more interested. I didn't get a fill. I haven't lost anything. Now I've got a fill. This is where it gets a bit awkward, isn't it? Because that's... So it's 20 pip risk. And that's bloody close. That's definitely a stop out. Alright, moving on. Look at that cross. Look at the way it crosses these lines there. You know, I'm probably missing the point here. I guess there's somebody who's out there now. He's watching. He's going, "You muppet, clever sis. You're just stupid. Look, it's so obvious what's going on there and you're not seeing it." That's highly possible. And if that's the case, for goodness sake, tell me what I'm missing. Because I'm not seeing it right now. Right, so we're going to buy. Actually, I've missed the strategy again, haven't I? We're buying the second, selling the second breakout here. Aren't we? Duh. I forgot. I got so mixed up with these strategies. So here we go then. So once it's out, so we're then going to sell this end. But look at that. That's okay. That's all right. That's okay, because we're going to be... We need to work out something off this, don't we? Either that or use ATR. I don't know. There's something here. There is something here. But anyway, I think I've gone on far too much about this. So what we're going to do is the usual thing, which is I'm going to say thank you to my wife for not beating me up yet for the previous comment. But I've put an indicator, a link for this indicator in the description. Feel free to use it. It's not mine. I just edited it to make it a bit better to use. Remember, if you're changing pairs, you will need to reload the indicator by the looks. However, at least the time range stays. So that was the thing. Figure out the time. Then when you figure out a strategy with it, get a hold of me on Discord, which I haven't been near for a couple of weeks. Or just drop me a comment on here or something, and then we can pick the ball up with this. But I think there's something here. If you look back, it just crosses these things left, right and centre. Look. It's just finding out, making a strategy out of it, isn't it? But look at the crosses there. There's just cross after cross, isn't there? You know each one of those is money as well, don't you? But have you noticed, look, when you pull back, you can see it a lot clearer, can't you? It goes out, it comes out, and then it goes for a bit. And every time it does it, that way, I'm just wondering, you can't be greedy, you just can't take one trade a day. It didn't break back through there. So it did it there, didn't actually get through there. Here's one, this is the one, the classic. I mean, let's face it, this is just about when it's happening. London goes out, comes down, boom. Let's go back a few more, just go back random. This is the pound New Zealand, by the way, rather than the pound dollar. But I guess this is the same on any pound pair, because this is and possibly euro as well. Euro GBP. Any pound crosses, I reckon. So it goes up, comes down, and then it goes out. Unfortunately, this one does pull back a bit there, but it happens, doesn't it? Where it carries on. Pops out. Breaks out of that. I'm not really... I do sometimes do like kind of breakout trading or other high breaks like fractals and that. But There's possibly something here. There's no ticket on that one. Yes, that's a trade. We'll class that as a trade, but because outside here, enough, 30 pips. So we don't get the breakout here, and we don't get the cross, really. We didn't quite get that, that high break up there, so that's no trading day. On that pair, anyway. I mean, you can do this on any pound pair. If you see something, if you see this clearance here, then you want to be selling the other side of that. That's not a good trade. And if you don't get a good trade there, I just wouldn't bother again that day on that pair. Here we go. There we go, look at that. I mean, that's an 80 pip move, that is. 80 pips? Oh, look at that. I'm out. I'm back. You're gone. Do you know what? I'm going to pay a lot of attention to this next week. I'm going to put this indicator on and leave it on. Yes. I'm warming to indicators. Don't tell anybody that. Look at that. Not quite. There we go. That's you've lost that. I think really that's a loser. Which 30 pips? It just depends how many pips you want and how you... I mean, how do you work that out? Do you sort of say like, well, I've got an ADR here of 221 pips. So you say to yourself, if the average daily range is 221, it's only a 100 pip day. Must have some violent swings. Yeah, look, see that. So if that's the average daily range, or do you put the average true range indicator on? Let's have a look. Where's the ATR? Look at the crap I've looked at in the past. And none of it works. Honestly. It doesn't. Yeah, I like this ATR with no line. It just gives me the number then. So what's the ATR? Crikey, I need my glasses for that. 22 pips. So you could say like, well, I'm going to go for 1.5 times ATR. I might get a better indicator. That's an ATR 7 period. I guess 14 wouldn't be much different. Shall we have a look? I've already got ATR no line. Where's that then? So if I just make that at the box, ATR shows 14 periods. I think I got that 7 period thing from Jason. The name escapes me. Anyway, he's quite big into trading, I think. So it's not much different. It's 20 pips. So would you target 2 ATR and risk 1? Would you risk 2 ATR for 2 ATR? Do you know what I mean? There's quite a lot to do there. But I reckon if you spent a couple of days... Look at that. That's lovely, isn't it? Look, here we go again, look. I mean, most of the time, this thing's doing exactly what you think. That's a nasty. That's got you, that, hasn't it? Oh, no, it's there, isn't it? You'd be selling that one. And your stop would probably have to be up, well, whatever you decide it's going to be. So you'd have this option. Do you lock it at break even at halfway, or better to lose nothing? Better to win nothing. Sorry, it's better to win nothing than lose 1. I think. Yeah, it is, because you're up 1, aren't you? I've obviously put a lot of thought into that. This is too late in the day, so ignore that. See, this is what you want. This early morning breakout. Bear in mind, this is 9 o'clock UK time. So you get this breakout at, well, that's 11 o'clock now. So sort of midday, ready for the US session. And then boom. Oh, look at that. That's a 100 odd pip move, that is. And this is back in January. And I do this, so I've got no memory of the market by then. Here we go. So we go out, back in. So I'll make this a little bit, the candle's a little bit bigger. There's your trade, look. Regardless, just set it. I mean, you could put your stop there, couldn't you? And go for 40. When do you get out? That's the question. I think you'd have to do a lot more studying on this. That's out, rejected. So you wouldn't, in theory, you should be selling that. You could put, there's all sorts of ideas for, it's not actually the trade. I think the entry's easy, isn't it? We're buying this breakout here because it's done that. Or do you I mean, is that a rejection? No, it's not. The rule is that it has to protrude. This is midnight, forget that. Here's the protrusion. It's starting to cross it. Once this starts to make a bullish bar back up, you've got to get your stop order here, I reckon. Even though it does come back for a retest. Does he do that every time? Pretty much, doesn't it? You probably don't even need to rush, and you know what I mean? You could put your order in, couldn't you? There's nothing there. So we've come out, we've gone up, we've broke out. What do you do with that? Because really, that's a dead trade, isn't it? Assuming you didn't get stopped out here. No, I think call that a stop out. Let's not. The best thing to do is not try and cheat yourself, isn't it? Right, no trade there, even though it was the ideal setup for us. So. Oh, that's the early hours of the morning. This is what we're looking for, isn't it? So. That's not really outside enough for me. This is. So I'd be selling this here. I reckon I'd have got a fill there and I'd have been stopped out. At wherever we put the stop, it would have been a stop out. No point trying to kid yourself. This one's too late. I like my orders off by 8 o'clock. And I probably wouldn't be doing this next week. I might be watching it because I might do it on a demo actually. Thinking about it, I might do it on a demo because although I've got stuff to do Monday and Tuesday, so might not. But anyway, when I do start trading again, we've got this music stuff out of the way. I've got quite a bit to catch up with from the show. A lot of tweaks and that. But what I'm saying is this: is that this is worth trying on a demo at least, isn't it? So it's not really a breakout to me. This is more the breakout. So it's just too tiny, isn't it? It's just nothing really. This, and especially that like resistance there. That's not enough for me to want to put an order there. That's not enough. Now this is a bit different. I'll probably put an order there. We didn't get a fill. That's a no trade day on that pair. So we're going to buy it when it gets out here. So we bought it here. Now that's a shame really because it's come down to this support. So where would you put your stop on that? If you were buying that there, would you look left and look for support? Would you go via the lowest swing, and then go for 1-to-1, which you do get actually. If you were to put your stop up there, yeah, if you did that, you get a 1-to-1. Lots of work to do here, guys. Ladies, oranges, lemons, trees, whatever you identify as. Whatever. There is something here. I haven't quite found it. Because I've only picked this up the last week or so. I've just sort of had a quick look at it and I thought, you know what? My viewers need to look at this because I think we've got something. And it's all down to you. Anyway, it's almost Halloween, so let's go out with a bit of scary music. Come on, let's all do scary voices.
Don't be afraid. Mama's got you. You're my wife now, Dave.
Oh, sorry, I pressed the wrong button then. Let me find my button. You know my weird voice button? Oh, there it is. Is that it? Yes, this is it, I think, is it? Oh, hello. 1, 2, 1, 2, yes. Oh, well, I can't find it. All right. I got a scary voice button and it's just not working. Do you know what? I'm going to bring it on next time. Somebody actually had a moan at me for doing that on one of the videos. What's with the stupid voices? Listen, when you trade and you're trying to earn money, you need to have a laugh. It's pretty boring otherwise. Alright, listen, you lot take care. I've been looking at the new M-Series BMWs and I've got to tell you, I'm liking them, but do I like them enough? Do I like them as much as the Range Rover? The comfort. That just sitting on the motorway, it's a bit of a difficult one, I've got to tell you. Because I like a bit of sport. Do you know what I'm thinking of doing? If anything, I was going to get... Because I used to do a bit of rally driving back in the day with an Escort Mark II. Well, I've got the choice of a friend of mine builds Escorts, like concourse, like brand new cars they are, but they're full Group 4 historic spec. So I could have one of those, but they're 100k. Or I could spend probably 10k or 20k, and I could get a Subaru Impreza, like an R8 or something, with all the bells and whistles. That's going to be super fast and super much fun. Dog box, sequential thing, the lot. Imagine that. That'd be alright turning up for the local Wimpy bar with, wouldn't it? Gonna get a bacon roll. The noise. Alright, you take care. It's in the description. The link, it'll be there. If it's not, you know what to do. That's right. Put a comment in and I'll put a link in. I know, sometimes I forget. Alright, you take care, everybody. Happy Halloween. He's crazy. See ya. Don't get too scared. Oh, and don't have nightmares. The music's just a bit of fun. Take care. I'm going to press the button. In 3, 2, 1. I can't remember where 0 is. Oh, it's here.